thank you for taking a few minutes with Blow the Scene readers from around the world. Let's just get this beast rolling by having you introduce yourself and your musical weapon of choice with Kingston, PA's hardcore band Title Fight.
Hey, I'm Ned Russin, playing Title Fight. I play bass and I sing, and tonight is the last night of our tour with Pianos Become the Teeth, Single Mothers, and Tiger's on today's date, and yeah.
Awesome, man. Very cool. So we're here in Philly, obviously, and this is something of a hometown show for you boys. How does it feel to be playing to a sold-out venue on your home turf?
It's pretty crazy, to be honest. We grew up 2 hours north in Kingston, Pennsylvania, and when we started, Philadelphia was one of the places that we honestly, never thought we'd get a chance to play. It kind of seemed like this big city that was far away that, only huge bands get to play, and now we're playing a huge venue, and it's sold out, and it's, it's very surreal. So, we're very excited. The tour has been really great, and to end it here at this venue with the show is, very exciting for all of us.
Awesome. Very cool. So this marks the final night of your tour with Pianos Become the Teeth, and it also saw a stint of shows with other bands. It included Single Mothers, who's playing tonight, Tiger's Jaw, Face Reality, and Power Trip. How was the tour overall, and was there anything that was particularly memorable about the tour?
It was really great. It was probably one of the best tours that we've ever done. It was all the bands that we played with were really cool, and as you said, some of them were only on it for a little bit, but every band did awesome, and it was really cool to get to play with different bands across the country. And I mean, honestly, everything about it was memorable. We played some of our biggest shows, we played some of our best shows, we played with great friends, and being able to do that night after night for over a month was really rewarding and really cool. So, we put out a record, and this is our first tour off that record, and to have this kind of be that first tour is, we really didn't expect it at all. It was, it was a nice surprise. So,
Right on.
the whole thing was just a lot of fun. There's no complaints at all that I have.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so Floral Green, your second full-length studio album, was released in September through Side One Dummy. And it peaked on the Billboard at 69 in the top 200 chart, which is pretty awesome. Title Fight is etched pretty much at this point a leading role with within like the hardcore, post-hardcore community, however you want to label it. How do you guys define like a successful tour at this stage in the game? Are you kind of reevaluating it? Like, are you trying to reach new fans or please the old ones, or a combination of the two?
I'd say definitely a combination. We've been fortunate enough to do tours with bands in all sorts of genres, and I think to be able to do that and to come back and do our own tour and see kids, just regular hardcore kids, to see kids that went to Warped Tour or whatever, and see kids that saw us with huge bands like Rise Against or something like that. I think that's the most rewarding experience of all, because to us, we grew up going to see hardcore bands play at our local venue, and we played with those bands, and we've gotten to this point, and without the help of my older brother, I would have never found out about those bands. And people don't have that good fortune of having an older brother or an older guy in their community that gives those records and CDs and stuff. And so maybe they'll go to something like Warped Tour and they'll like certain bands, and the fact that they may see a band like us and come back and see us tonight, and they'll check out the other bands that are on tour with, and they'll go see them when they come back to town. It's that cycle that repeats itself, and for us to be involved in that, and to see the kids literally come back and talk to us and say, I saw you guys at this place, now I saw you here, and I checked out these other bands because they're your friends or you were on tour with them or anything like that. That's one of the coolest things that we could do as a band. So that's definitely a different aspect of tour that we never had before, and it's so in that regard it was definitely very successful.
Awesome, awesome, very cool. Title Fight returned to work with Studio 4 engineer and recording mastermind Mr. Will Yip. What is it like working with Will, and what did the recording process look like for this album?
Working with Will is one of my favorite things to do. He's a great guy, and we met him just through being a band and wanting to record, and from that he's turned into one of our honestly best friends. He's really cool, and his role this time was a lot different. So the whole outlook of the record was completely different from the last time I worked with him, and he had a much bigger role. He produced this record as well as engineering and mixing it, and So we went down a lot of times at the beginning of the year to work on songs with him and show him ideas that we had, and we were working on songs with Will the entire time, and recording them and getting feedback from him, and the process was a lot more involved this time, and it was really good. You know, we've never really worked with anybody like that, but we've gotten to know Will so well, and we trust him, and you know, he knows us, and he knows what we want to do, and he knows the goals that we have, and we're very much on the same level. So to be able to work with somebody like that, that has you know, the ability to work in a place like Studio 4, which
Right.
is one of the most amazing studios I've ever seen or even heard of.
It is awesome.
Yeah. So to be able to do that with somebody that we're close with, it made it just a really easygoing, you know, good process to record. And we recorded for the longest time we've ever done. We recorded for a month, and we did pre-production, which we've never done before, and all this stuff that was brand new to us. And having Will behind it all, it made it a lot easier. It took all the stressful aspects that are usually in the recording process and kind of made it into a learning experience that, you know, I think if we were working with somebody else, it wouldn't have been the same outcome by any means. So it was, you know, again, it was great to work with Will. We love him, and it was, the whole process was a lot of fun.
Awesome, very cool. So for the actual tracking, when you guys are laying down like final takes, do you guys do it to a metronome, or do you do it like in a live setting, or do you break it up? Like how do you like approach the physical tracks?
It goes song by song. You know, there's it sometimes we'll do it completely live. The last record we did, Shed, we did the majority of it live, and we did some overdubbing of guitars and stuff, and fixing up vocals and whatever. And on this record, we did it a lot more piece by piece, and we had the ability to do that. You know, we did a lot of things differently. We did a lot more stuff to metronome and stuff, and I was definitely a little bit worried about it at first. You know, it's pretty unusual for us, and you know, but honestly, it made the recording the way it was, and you know, Will, who is a guy who I said before, I really trust his opinion. I don't think he would push us on a path to do anything that we weren't, you know, ready or willing to do. So it was definitely a little bit out of our comfort range for the first little bit, but we got in the zone, and you know, we were able to do things that we've never done before, and that's because we took these new ways to do it. And, you know, it definitely it benefited us in the end.
Awesome, very cool. So when you're not busy playing music and touring, like what does your daily life look like?
Honestly, when we're not touring, we're doing something involved with music. You know, whether it's just simple stuff like answering emails about the bands or about doing anything regarding that, or whether it's going to shows at home, recording bands that we just do for fun, or you know, traveling to see a show. That's basically, you know, it's our main interest. And we're fortunate enough to be able to play in a band and not really have any other things to worry about, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it gives us the ability to when we're home, we can do whatever we want, and I enjoy music, so I like to, you know, do a lot of things in that world.
You guys help book a venue from where you're from, or you guys used to, right? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a venue in our area called Redwood Art Space, and a lot of us were involved, but we were all involved in helping put it together, and you know, we're away most of the time, so it kind of sucks. We don't get to help out as much as I would like to.
Right on.
But a friend of ours, Matt Wren, books all the shows now, and he does a great job, and we're in the middle of moving locations right now, so it's not up and running as we speak, but it should be pretty soon. And you know, as soon as there's anything to do, when we're home, you know, it's you know, it's a lot of fun to help out, and it's not only a lot of fun, but it means a lot to all of us, and to give back to the community that means so much to us, it you know, makes it that much better. So we help out as much as we can whenever we're home, and anything we can do on the road to help, whatever, raise awareness or raise money or anything, you know, we're always down to do that as well.
Awesome, very cool. So as far as like long-term plans for the band, like what are your guys, have you guys like discussed like your long-term goals? Like was this something that you could foresee, like the success of this record, and you know that you guys have been pretty much on an upward trajectory for the past couple of years. I mean, have you guys like sat down and just really discussed like where it's all headed?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, when we sat down, we talked about this record. The first thing that we talked about was kind of being skeptical about the reaction. And the first song we released was a song that was pretty different for us, and we were expecting a lot of backlash, you know, saying this band changed, they did this, they're sellouts, you know, whatever. And we put it out, and people immediately gravitated to it and liked it, and we're really excited for the record. And so we were really unsure of how it was going to go, and right from the get-go, it was really cool, and people were really excited about it, and the reviews that we read were great. Our friends were really into it, and the shows that we were playing kept getting better and bigger and all this stuff. And you know, we're completely uncertain of where it's going to go. You know, we talk about it just looking from the last year to this year. Things went in a complete opposite direction than we thought they were going to go, in a good way. So, you know, it could go anywhere, and we're just along for the ride at this point. We're trying to have as much fun as we can. We're trying to play the music that we want to play, go on tour with the bands that we want to see, and do everything the way that we would want to do it no matter what. So the fact that people see that and respect it and just continue to come and watch us and buy our records is one of the most, you know, gratifying things that has ever happened to any of us. So we're very happy that all that has happened over the last year, and if it continues to happen, that would be great. And if it turned around tomorrow and everybody hates us and, you know, we never get another tour again, these have been some of the best years of my entire life for sure, and you know, I definitely don't have any regrets about it.
Right on, man. Very cool. So what are your plans like going into like 2013? Like what's on the immediate, you know, in your immediate future?
We just announced a tour with Quicksand, just a little bit of dates, and that's really crazy for us. We have a couple other things coming up that we're starting to get ready to announce, and just some really cool tours that we've been excited to do for a while. And we're hopefully going to do some new music. We're going to release something small maybe. We don't know officially yet, but we're definitely going to work on writing new songs, and mainly just playing shows and to do some new touring, hit some new places hopefully.
Cool.
And, you know, do what we continue to do, and just, you know, again, see where it takes us, I guess.
Right on, right on. Well, hey, I want to thank you very much for taking a few minutes with Blow the Scene and our readers and viewers from around the world. We really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Awesome, man, and we look forward to keeping up with your future endeavors. So
Cool.
Congratulations, and
Thank
yeah, good luck there at the show tonight.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.